everybody, this is Teri from Sweet Pea Papers, the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, and the Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group. Now, I'd like to welcome you to a Fairy Spring Collab 24, and we're not going to go over too much of this because we had the launch video, which you can watch on March 30th, that goes over everything, and we want to kind of get to work. So today is... where are we at? Today is April 16th. Make sure to watch Val with Val's Crafts Creations video. She's got a new one coming out today. Make sure to watch all these other videos too, but I'm just saying hers is today as well. And we're going to be going over embellishments. We're going to look a little bit at decorating first, then we're going to look at one big embellishment, and then we're not really going to go over, you know, how to put lace on tags and things like that. That's fairly simple that, you know, you could do any time and you probably already know how to do. So let's first, real quick, go over how you can enter the giveaway. When you're watching the videos, for each of the channels that you watch, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like each collaboration video that you've watched, comment on each video that you've watched, and make sure to use the hashtag A Fairy Spring Collab 24, which will be in the title of my video, so you won't have to look around for it, just in case. But you put that in your comment on each video that you watch, or your entry doesn't count, your comment doesn't count. For an extra point, and to get your name in the drawing twice, well, more than twice, because remember, you're going to comment on each video, and that's going to get you entries. But for an extra entry, post your finished journal pics with the hashtag A Fairy Spring Collab 24 by April 29th, 2024 to the Facebook groups of Crafty Dragon Creations and or Kreativ Paper Artisan. Now, the one thing I do want to talk about the kits is that they're on sale. Yes, they're on sale for 30% off until the end of April. I put the top sheets away because I wasn't really going to go into the kits. The Etsy shops that you can get the kits at are Kreativ Paper Artisan and Crafty Dragon Creations. And if you want some freebies, there's going to be some freebies in Kreativ Paper Artisan Paper Crafting Community Group and Crafty Dragon Creations, the Crafting Lair. And then the other groups, our groups, will have some related freebies as well. And of course, all the freebies go with the kits. Okay? And of course, this is hosted by Crafty Dragon Creations and Kreativ Paper Artisans. Okay, get all that out of the way. So now today I'm going to first show you what we didn't get a chance to do, which is decorate. We really just put the signature together. So I started decorating and then I left off so I could show you. I put some of this lace. Let's see if you can see it separately. Oops. There we go. I put some of this lace on the front, which is different than the lace on the other pages. And then all I did was glue lace along the edges. It's not hard at all. Then I went in and I have some of this vine ribbon, as it is ribbon, it's satin. And you can get it on Temu. You can get a whole big ball of it really, really cheap. And I think it's just called vine ribbon, but you can get it really cheap there. So that's what I used. And that's it. And it makes it look so nice. I haven't put any charms in or anything else, but you can hang some charms by using some bulb pins, which look like this. And you put your charm on it and it works like a regular safety pin, and you just safety pin it to your lace. And I'm sorry, I'm going through this real quick. We just didn't get a chance to get to it. in the last one. And so really all I've done is put on lace and ivy. And I've got halfway through. I've done a couple of cards in the front half. And on the backs of the cards, I put stencils. Hopefully stamps. So that they weren't blank. This card will fit right in here because I put the lace on after I had the card in there. Goodness, she says confidently. And then you can just lift the lace right up over it and it'll stay right in there. Okay, and then I went ahead and wrote on this little thing. I wrote Fred Woods wrote the book, and Living in the Forest is the name of the book, and the person that checked it out's name is Sparkle. I put this little envelope inside of this little file folder. I used Velcro to stick it in there. And this big envelope and this pocket we're going to do right now real quick because I wanted to show you what I'm making the pocket out of. This is what I'm making the pocket out of. Now, this is not lace. It's made out of paper. You can get it on Amazon in the wedding supplies and also in the ribbons and things like that. I can't remember what it's called. It's faux something because it's paper and not lace. And they use it to wrap around bouquets for weddings and such. So now, like this, I made that a little wide. We can trim it after I get it glued on. So now I've got the envelope we put together and inked. And we're going to put this pocket on here, made out of this paper. So we're not going to glue the paper, we're going to glue the page. That's not going to work. We'll have to make a mark at how high we want to glue. And then we'll erase it. And that way we'll know. Okay. So then we'll glue around the edge. You can ink this because it's paper, so you can make it any color you want once you get the white. I'm going to leave it white. Our lace is white. Okay, got a little glue off in here. Probably should have pulled this page out to work on it, but I figured, oh, it's just a pocket. And then you just lay this down on here like you would any other material. Paper, like you would any other paper. Now it is going to come through because there's not a lot of it, and you just put a whole bead of glue. So I go through and I just kind of wipe it off a little bit. And I'm going to trim this off the edge. This is the full width of the roll. I use this also behind. I haven't put in any of the small little cluster things, but I usually use this behind clusters. And so this is the full width of it right here. But you can cut it down into pieces. You can cut this in half and then cut it. And it has a bazillion uses, and I really love it. It is about $8 or $9 a roll, but I've been working on this same roll for quite a while. I did buy a new roll, plus I found a roll that was wider. I figured, well, I'll just cut it down, you know what I mean? And I don't remember how much that was, but it was actually similar in price to this one. So I don't know. If I can find the link, I'll put it below the video. So then we're going to take this envelope and we're going to put it in here, just like that. It's just like any other paper pocket. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go on to the ephemera. Now, instead of like I said, decorating tags and whatnot. Oh, these paper clips are pages that I need to do something still. So I need to do something here. I need to add a card. I need to add a card here. And a card here. And I'm sure I'll need to do some stuff in here, but it's taken me several hours to do the first half. This is where we're going to put our other piece of ephemera, or a piece of ephemera that we're going to do is back here. This is an uptuck that I made because I messed up the diagonal again, so I just flipped it upside down and cut it, you know, just any old way, and made an uptuck out of it instead of a down tuck. Well, actually, this is, yeah, an uptuck. It's a pocket. Okay, so that's the goal, is to get something that's going to fit in there. And put this away for a minute. We're going to make a large tag that has a specimen window on the front and another window on the inside, and then a back that you can slide a card in and out, and also a pocket on the very back. How you like that? So we may need to clip this in. I think I want to make it wider than this, but we can't make it wider than the page. So the first thing we need to do, we need 2 pieces of paper printed on both sides. How did I get 2 the same? But I printed out 3 just in case. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to make a card folded in half that will fit in here. So we want it to be about this wide. Well, that would be better. About that wide, doubled. So let's see how wide that is. Oh, nice, 4 inches. So we need an 8-inch wide piece. Alright, so it's this wide. Then we'll fold it in half. This is both pages. Fold them in half. Look, there's a little white edge there. Fold them in half. Make sure it fits in here. Measure the height that we want. Okay, so now this is the size of our card. So we can put this away for right now or put it to the side. And I'm sorry about the decorating, but really all I did was add lace and that ivy. And it made it fancied it all up. And, you know, there's some cards and stuff that I'm going to put in. We just ran out of time because we only have an hour for each one. So we're going to put a window in. We're going to put a specimen window in the front and just a window here in the back. So that means we are going to have to, let me think, how do we do this? We want 2 windows here. We want 1 window here. So we don't want a window here. Okay. So we take this, and then we go like this. We put the die on here. Okay, so here's the die that we're going to use. Use this next bigger one. We're going to put it in the center. Then we're going to find, here it is. And we're going to use our ugliest washi in the world to tape it down. Which, as we all know, I don't really like to do. I've lost the end again. Okay, I'm going to put it through the Big Shot. And then the problem we're going to have is that, let me think about this, because if we do it like this to put it through the Big Shot, we're going to have the outline of this die as impressed on here. So we could, I've done this before, I mean I made it up. I don't even know where the bottom half of that piece went. Okay. Oh, there it is. Because I don't want to make a hole in this, but I don't want to have the imprint on there either. So what I need to do is I need to take this piece and cut this half off. Can never see the line once I get it on there. Then we're going to cut 3 of these. And we'll have the 4th to glue on the back. So let's make sure these are all lined up exactly. Alright, the ugliest washi in the world is about to get thrown away. And again, I do this off camera so I don't have to put it on my glass work surface and have it slide all around. Messes it up for the camera too. It's probably going to be a big thud. So I didn't put it in at an angle. Well, maybe not. All right. That landed on my foot. So now we've got a card with 3 holes. I don't like to put good washi on there because sometimes it's too good. It doesn't want to come off. There we go. Now we've got a few little writing cards that we can use. See, this tore the paper. Okay. So we want it to open this way. Let's put these away. And we want to put acetate on all three windows. So we want to put it on here on the inside. We want to put it on here on the front because we're going to put these two together to make like a specimen slide. That's why we cut them all together. What happened? It slid. It slid inside the Big Shot. It's alright, we'll cut it down here a little bit lower and we'll make it look like we did it on purpose. So we'll take this and we'll cut it down to about here. Then that'll look like we did it on purpose to have a little bit of the blue show at the top and the bottom. If you just think about something for a minute, then you can fix a mistake. Now, we want to ink everything before we go further, or we will have a mistake, that's for sure. So, I want to ink this. We probably won't have time, maybe we will, to make the card. I'm going to put you on pause for a second while I do all this inking. Alright, all the inking is done. I went ahead and inked almost everything front and back because you never know with the way it's going to be folded. Except for this, you don't need to ink the back of this because it's going to be glued to this. So really I didn't need to ink the front of that either. But you may be able to see a little bit. So we're going to do the acetate now. We want to do acetate on this one, and this one. But on this one, we're going to do it on the back side. These two, we're going to do them on the side facing up. Okay. Now all we need to do is cover the window in these. Then since the bottom or the next one over is the exact same size, then I'm just going to lay one on top of the other of these, the lengths, right? When I did the length, and that gives me the two windows that I need out of 3. This one we're going to need to do a little bit differently. So this one, put the glue on the acetate. Okay. And we did it that way because this is going to flip over like this. This one we're going to do it this way because when we lay this one on this one with our flowers in between, it'll become a specimen slide. And you can put anything in there you want. I've got some dried flowers that I'm going to take a look at. I haven't used any of them before. I got them from Temu. I was calling it Temu, and then I saw on the Super Bowl commercial they called it Temu, like Shamu, killer whale. So I was like, okay, I'm pronouncing it wrong, apparently, or they did on the commercial. Okay, now on this one we want to put the acetate on the back side. So let's cut the piece for that. This one we're going to have a card sliding in and out. So we're going to need a piece that goes all the way to the edge almost, so the card doesn't hitch on it part of the way in. So we don't really have to worry about the height, but let's make it the width almost of the card area. So you didn't think I was going to finish that one, did you? Because I do that all the time, don't I? So I got the width, and then I forgot to mark the height. So you want to do the full height as well. Or actually, we wanted to do the full height first time around. I don't know, did I cut it backwards the first time? So I only made one dot. Okay, now this one's going to be kind of a doozy to glue. See if I can do it where the shadow does not keep me from seeing the edge. You know, my shadow. Okay. Now, is that the way I wanted it? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now this should be correct with the little border at the top and the bottom. Okay, so let's stick our flowers on. Let's get out the dried flowers. And I was thinking, don't think I have any blue ones. Sure I do. These are ones I dried myself. Very nice. Okay, now I'm just going to put a little dot of glue because that's all it takes. I just want it to stick to the acetate when I bring the acetate over. That's all I need. So let me make sure again. No. Okay. Because this will dry clear on this acetate. Fabri-Tac will. Got a little bit of glue on my finger. Don't want to get it on the window. Okay. So we'll flip this over and get it lined up. I didn't put any glue on the paper. Worked out alright though. That was silly, wasn't it? But the flower stuck. I can't believe I just did that. So you've got your specimen window in the front. And then it looks like I need to do a little bit of trimming because that slid. I don't know what I was thinking. You know, right now to save everything, I could just cut it off right now and make that even. The bottom and the top. Let me trim that up. Okay. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, so this goes like this. I have to ink this where I trimmed it. Looks like that still needs to be trimmed a little bit. see the windows off just a smidge. Just turn it. All I'm doing is kind of trimming them down so that they stay even. So now, all we have to do now is glue this on the back. And I think I'll glue it on like this. And we glue it on as a pocket. Okay, we have to trim it down. Yeah, I wish I had printed these out differently a little bit, but there was no way to do it. So we're going to have to cover this gray. Trying to decide if the contrast is better than having it the same as this. I think the same as that is a little bland. So I think I'm going to glue it on this way. And then we glue it on 3 sides. And then we'll have a pocket on this side, and when you slide the card in, you'll see it in the window. How you like them there, cookies? The glue got smeared right there. It's going to make the pocket narrow. I want to do the glue again across here. And we're going to glue this on here. Okay, then on the back, so see you've got this, and that makes the background for the flowers as well. So I'm glad we did that with the pink. And then when you open it, You see that you need to trim it. But then you'll see the card and the other side of the flowers. Now you can cut this to make it look like a tag if you want. All you have to do is close it and cut the, well, that really wouldn't work, would it? Unless you cut it ahead of time. Because everything would come apart up there. So we're just going to leave it this way. And then on the back, I think, didn't we use this paper? Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's use this on the back to make a big long belly band. Then all we'll have left to do is make 2 cards, which we won't do on camera. Okay, so here's the height. Well, look at that. I have a scrap that's the same as the front. I just decided to cut it in between so we didn't have any half fairies. Okay. Looks like I need to re-ink a couple places where we cut. And I probably should have used maybe some, one of the solid colors, like maybe back here. But the way you have to print it out, you only need the front, you only have the front and the back. Okay. Make sure our fairies are right side up. If I made it a little bit wider, well, no, but I can still put some lace right up the middle. And then you can decide where you want any lace or whatever on this card. right between those two rows. There we go. Okay. So now let's, and you can't see that glue at all on here, that Fabri-Tac. See if we can find a fairy that will fit in that window. I think one of these two might work. I think the pink would match better. And try to center her. And then the card would be this big. And we'll do a little trim off the top, trim off the bottom. And then we're going to have to do the same thing left and right to make the width correct. Almost. This looks like a little off the top will do. Still snug. Okay, now we could leave her off center, but then when you take it out, her wings are cut off right next to her body. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut a little bit off of this side of the card until we get her kind of centered. Then we'll cut this side off for size. Okay. Don't do very much at a time. You don't need to. Almost. I think that's going to be it. It's still getting caught in the glue. Remember when you're doing your measuring and stuff that the fairies are right side up. I think just a little bit more. There we go. Now you have to decide at this point, do you want a tab or not? Now, if you have a tab, then the tab's going to show in the window when you put it on the card. Maybe not if you put it up here. I don't think I have to cut a white one. So if you put a tab on, let's see, and then the edge of the card would be here. Well, you could get away with it up here. Definitely not down here. You'd see the tab. Put the tab up here. And that would work just fine. Let's do that. And that's what our card looks like. Let me see if I have any white. Oh yeah, I do. Ink both sides just in case you get it a little crooked. Okay, and then you just put the tab, fold the tab. And we're not going to be able to glue the tab on and put the card in because the glue won't be wet, and we're out of time. So just remember, all I did was put lace on both sides of the pages. I'm going to go back and put the rest of the cards in and the rest of the lace in. And then the signature will be done. And then the next part we go on to is the binding, which was going to be super easy and you guys are going to like it. No sewing. Yay! Okay. Let's see if we can get an idea. That'll be pretty. Well, we can put it in, we just can't take it out. No way. Come on. Now, I know I had that even. Get a new tab. All right, anyway, I'm going to remeasure the edge. I don't think I remeasured after I cut it the first time. Yeah, see, there's still a little bit sticking out. Anyway, then we'll put the tab on, and then we'll be done with that tag, except for any lace or anything that you want to put on it. Okay? All right. Well, that's going to be the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll do the binding and get our book all put together and done. And that will be just a second for you, a week for you, and a week for me. Okay, bye-bye.